Go. Nigga, we go hard. Look how we bogart this game. It's so ours. You hear it, it's so harsh. Time to get this bread, cause for years it was low carbs. Hit a storm brewing, jump aboard before it starts. 40 days, 40 nights, still no Noah's Ark. Watch how we flood them, get to running. Now on your mark, set, ready, go. Better hope that
the Trial Run Podcast. Like what up, fellas? What's going on?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, what's going on out there in the world, man?
Man, bro, I'm feeling lovely today, bro. I'm feeling lovely today.
What's going on?
We are the champions, my friend.
Congratulations. Word.
Oh, snap.
This from last year. This last year trophy. Champions last year and back to back, man. Juju is killing it out here, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I gave him my name, baby. He played wide receiver.
Okay.
In flag, he plays wide receiver. So this is in spring he plays flag. But in tackle he plays middle linebacker.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
You proud? You look proud, sir.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you something, son. They was down in the first game. They was down by 2 touchdowns, right? They shut them down on defense and came back and scored 2 touchdowns back to back. And Cordell scored the extra point that won the game.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, you know what I mean?
That's super dope.
Yeah, bro.
Dope.
Yep.
Nice.
So
you got 2 trophies. So they're going to go for a 3-peat next year?
I don't know if he said he want to do track next year. So he need to work on his speed anyway. But he might want to play flag again. I don't know. His coach don't want him to play flag because it's kind of counterproductive to what they teaching him in actual tackle because they have to be less aggressive. You know what I mean? Yeah. They can't tackle and all of that. And their instincts tell them, boy, go lay the hat on them. But they'll get flagged for that. So, but yeah, man, my boy did. Yeah, he couldn't even smile. He was so full. He crying. Him and his teammates crying.
Wow.
They was crying.
Oh man, tears of joy crying, bro. They fought their ass off to win this championship, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, they did.
I love that for them. Biko, what's been going on, big dog?
Man, same old thing, man. Out here doing my thing. Jim.
Do your thing. Gymming it up, sir.
Just making my back bigger, baby. Making my back bigger.
Making my back big. Yo, we gotta get a video.
I'm connecting the dots, man. I'm putting it together, man. Things is looking up.
Yeah. Good. We got to put a video of you working out on one of these episodes so people can see what the hell be going on, because I don't think they're gonna believe it. You got a montage though, right? Something you put together that we can take and just kind of
yeah.
Okay.
We could.
I got one already put together. I just need to put some words behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 30 seconds.
Just do a motivational quote while while you're working out, do a motivational quote as a voiceover. That'd be dope.
Right. Yeah.
And we can use that as content.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm with all of that. I love it, man.
That's a nice hat you got on, brother.
Yeah, I like that.
You see it.
I see you, son. You got the big brim bent just right. You know what I'm saying?
You got one on too. I'm just saying.
He got notice. He got it kind of low though, about to spin the block.
We don't want nobody to see the eyes today. We just, I've been in pocket. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
So how you been, Haas?
I've been good, man. I've been navigating life really well right now, man. I can't complain. Just finished the almost second to last semester at grad school. Finished.
Them grades looking good.
Yeah, son. We got to flex on them. Let them know we got this intelligence. So
it's dope. We got big things going on across the board on this. This Power Run.
I was up till 3:00 putting the finishing touches on this verse, this freestyle, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun when I record it.
So you gonna give us a snippet or what?
No. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. You gotta wait for that, son. I like, and and that's just something I wanted to do real quick. I got songs that I still got to record for the project, but that was just something I was like inspired to just do, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put that out just as like a little filler, little feel my way through it, you know. So, you know, just being accountable, you know, just being accountable to my dreams, you know, to our dreams.
I've been doing more on the R&B side. I don't really like to call it R&B because I don't think I do straight on R&B. But I've been doing more on the singing side. I think I need to do me a freestyle video.
Yo,
just run some rhymes right quick.
Put something together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, let Haas break my lines down and tell me he better.
Hey, listen, man. I'm just gonna let yours play next to mine, and we. I'm talking big shit, son.
Yeah,
like it's different ways I write. Like if I'm writing for a project, it's just it's different strategies I take versus just throwing on an instrumental and writing some shit. Like this is like the name of the song song is Impermanence. Like it's based off the poem that I wrote.
Okay.
But it's like it's completely different than the poem I wrote. It's like it's big talk in that shit. Like it's talk. Like I'm going in. I'm like, yeah. So I'm trying to curate to the perfect beat because the beat I wrote it to is too fast. I need a beat that's 88 beats per minute right now. So because I'm seeing when I slow it down, I'm not stepping on my bars.
Yeah.
I'm not rushing through it. I'm letting it breathe. I'm giving the verses delivery and personality. So I got to make sure I have the right BPMs behind that beat. Now I'm just navigating it. I got a few narrowed down, but I want to make sure they hit right. So it's like going through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of beats. It's like, man, after a while they start sounding the same. You got to take a step back.
Yep.
You know how it is. Exactly, man. So we had a conversation, fellas, like earlier this week, right? And there was a back and forth me and Cardell was having about accountability.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was one of those videos. Who was he watching? The video that kind of led us to that conversation, or was it just something?
Most likely, you know, we always putting stuff in the group chat. So
right, and
I'm pretty sure it was a video. I just forgot what it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we got to figure that out because it was a good video, and I thought it was cool, but it was about just accountability and finding out like what is accountability to you? Like, how do you view accountability? And how do you define it? And what would it be like for you when you say I'm holding myself accountable or I'm going to be accountable? And I spoke to my therapist about this too. So I got some more insight on what that looks like. So one of y'all could take it from here.
I know he been waiting for it.
He be wanting to have this conversation.
I guess, you know, and I'm always a person whose perspective is evolving, right? Like I don't think in absolutes. I think in possibilities. So I'm always looking to sharpen my perspective. So I don't ever feel like I've arrived, right? I think in terms of accountability, right? You got the apology, but the accountability is the action to the apology. Accountability is an apology in action. You get what I'm saying? I think there has to be change behavior, right? I'm sorry. My wife taught me this actually. She told me we was maybe 1-2 years into the marriage at this point. The more you say I'm sorry, the less it means.
That's why I don't ever say I'm sorry. Like
that's another thing she taught me. Apologize. Don't say you're sorry.
Yeah, I don't. Apology's always been corny to me because I'm like, once you get to a certain age, you should know not to do certain shit. There's just certain things you shouldn't even be doing to people. You shouldn't even be violating like that. So apology really never held no weight. That's why I don't ask for them and I don't offer them because 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to do something to damage you or harm you. Right now, if it's just a matter of just a disagreement, I don't even see where that even requires an apology. We just disagree on something. So go back.
You do it unwittingly.
That's something I've always challenged myself with because if you don't know that you did something, it's almost like how can I apologize for something I even know was a grievance? Like, okay, so I did something unknowingly, and now you bring it to my attention, and I'm like, oh, okay, my bad, but you're not going to apologize. For what? I didn't even know that was an issue. That's more with you anyway, because that's something in you that got triggered that I have nothing to do with, because it's influenced by your experiences that I wasn't there most of those times. I wasn't even there.
Right.
So
it's definitely not our job to manage other people's triggers. You're right.
Right. And anytime you try to, you're always going to be disappointed, because now it's like, yo, like you need to change this. I think the times when you do try to manage is when they affect you. And even then, it's more, you still got to navigate a little bit differently and be careful, because
then you duck in repercussion.
Right. Right. You are in a lot of ways. So accountability, when I was talking about it in the chat, I was talking about how, because you mentioned is a being accountable to yourself and being accountable to God, and that's between you and God. And there's some validity in what you say, but then I said, what if you still in contact with the person that you injured or you harmed, right? Or you still they still have access. I still have access to each other. How do you hold yourself accountable in the way that they see that? And my therapist said something that was interesting. She said, there's personal accountability, but then it's not required of you to be accountable and make them aware of your accountability. But if you can, and you go there and they shoo you away, be like, nah, get out of here, then you just got to accept that and know that the accountability is for yourself.
Right. So, yeah, you can't make people accept an apology. Right. You can't make them subscribe to the change behavior. If they decide, one striking you out, if they on it like that, and if that's something that's just a red button and a deal breaker for them, you have to respect that, because you can't make nobody do anything. You dig what I'm saying?
It's crazy. It's the truth. What do you think when it comes to the accountability factor though? Like, how do you see yourself being accountable? Like, you're married. So in the event that you unwittingly injured your wife in some way, how do you be accountable to that?
Well, for me, right, I'll know, like I can read her, right? So I know when I overstep, right? And I've done it a lot in the course of this 18 years. And what I mean by that is she has tells, because she's not the type she's not aggressive in the sense that she's gonna like be loud about it, right? I gotta pay attention to the vibe. You know what I mean? And once I get it, I'm a person that's pretty analytical in the sense of I pay attention to everything, right? So a part of that's me being an enabler, right? Which most people, I am, bro. Like honestly, the majority of kids that come from parents that have addictive natures become enablers. You know what I mean? And because of that, I have a propensity to kind of overly pay attention to if I do something injurious to somebody, right? So I'm kind of keen about that. However, her thing, bro, she do not care to hear. She's not a soft woman like that. She don't care to hear, I'm sorry. She rather just to change behavior. She don't care for the apology. Like, all right, my nigga, you doing something that's plucking a nerve. Stop plucking it.
So what is it about the change behavior that says that it's actually changed? Because one of the points of contention that we had was, how can I say it? Like, if the behavior is a changed behavior, what's the time frame that in the consistency needed to be seen in order to know that, okay, you're really changed, or you just changing for the moment? Because one thing I brought up about the accountability factor is, if you injure someone else and then, like, say it's in a relationship, you injure that friendship or whatever, and you say, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. They never see you again. You treat this other person like they're the salt of the earth, way better than you treated the person you injured. How we know that's not you just being different with that person? And now if you was to see that other person you injured initially, you're back on that BS again, because it's really that person that you feel that freedom to act like that with, as opposed to this new person you're trying to be on your best behavior for.
For me, I'll say, for instance, right, I was a terrible boyfriend. But I've been I was never her boyfriend.
Okay, that's right. You did say that.
Right. So to previous women, I was a terrible boyfriend. In regards to awareness, availability, I was not as good as I have been to her. Right. So some of the accountability that I'm experiencing with, my wife is the beneficiary of the accountability, not the person who I injured previously.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes the person who holds you accountable is not necessarily going to be the beneficiary of the change behavior.
Right. And that person that you did injure is still left licking their wounds, trying to figure it out.
But remember, the most I could do is change the behavior. If that person decides not to subscribe to the change behavior and decide that they don't want to deal with me no more, they don't want to forgive, or they don't want to move forward, they forgive, but they, moving forward, then that's not on me. I can't make that person stick around for the change behavior, right? Or to see if the behavior has changed.
What if it's a person? What if the person just busts a move? Like some people do it and then they out. Like, let me just leave. You never really resolved it with that person.
But I resolved it within myself, and that's all I can control.
So Biko, this is where I get extreme with it, right? So we talking about relationships. Right. If you shoot somebody and you flee, and then later you never shoot another person again, you held yourself accountable, but that person that you injured when you shot them, they still feel a way. There's still something that you have to reconcile there. So if you have the opportunity to, go ahead.
So you can hold yourself accountable for your actions, but whatever happened with that person, you just, it's nothing you can do about that. Even if you're still in connection with that person, there's nothing you can do about that.
You can't undo the do.
Even if you're still in touch with them and they're seeing that you made that change, that feeling is still there. Something could trigger that. So you change and still doesn't help it.
Yeah.
But you do. But that's what Cordell says. It's for him. It's for nobody else. There's nothing you can do for the other person.
But you know what?
More than the apology though, it's accountability is when we know that it's much wider than that. Like, for instance, yesterday I was on yesterday I was on a job and a wrench fell out my hand and it fell on this expensive piece of equipment. Nobody else was around, just me and one of my helpers. I could easily but I hit my GM up. I'm like, yo, man, wrench fell out, bro. He was like, what? Pissed. He's like, all right, man, we'll deal with it. Make sure you let the contact know. I did all of that, sent them the pictures. They was mad, and they was like, yo, we're going to send a bill for that. So I'm just waiting Monday to see what that bill is going to be like. But I could have easily just been like, I don't know.
Right.
That shit was like that.
But that was
myself accountable.
That speaks to your character.
Right. Yeah, and it shows character. It shows integrity as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although come Monday I might get fired, but
Oh man.
Nah.
But I got the Try One podcast, so I'm good.
Right, exactly. Bigo gonna be editing everything now. I
got it. I ain't got nothing to do.
I got time.
I ain't got nothing to do. Nah, but yeah, so
that accountability piece is always a challenge because we live in the world now, and I hate to use that term, we live in the world now, because I feel like the only thing that's changed is how we operate. The world is the world regardless. And we just live in this society now where everything is so disposable. So when I talk about accountability and people start saying, well, as long as I'm accountable to myself and God, I can't do nothing about the person who I injured. That gives me this sense of disposability where you're just disposing your responsibility to try to mend something with that person because you just immediately go into the it's between me and God factor. And I agree with that. And even my therapist is like, that is for you. But how do you even attempt to reconcile with that person?
Yeah, but
I think you should.
That doesn't mean you looking at that person like they're disposable. I mean, because you can't control how that person feels about the situation. You can't control how they feel about you making the change. So what you gonna do? Chase your tail, be running behind them 24/7 to try to make it right. There's nothing you can do about it. But that doesn't mean you see them as you're disposable. Like I don't care, whatever. As long as I'm good. That doesn't mean you see them that way.
Right. Right. I questioned how much weight does either party put on forgiveness, right?
Mhm.
Some people just don't forgive. They're not people who subscribe to the concept of forgiveness, right? I learned that lesson very early in life, right? So I had to be maybe about 10 or 11, and my dad was stabbed, right? It was my uncle that stabbed him. I had no idea, but my uncle had some mental issues going on. So when he called us to let us know that what had happened, that he was getting out the hospital or whatever, he didn't tell us the details. So he could have died, right? He stabbed him in the stomach, and it could have been really bad. And I remember when he sat us down to tell us what happened, he told us who it was, and his words to us was, "This is what happened. This is who did it, and you're going to forgive him because I have." Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It taught me the greatest lesson in the power of forgiveness, right? Because to watch how my uncle's life shifted after that, and to watch the power of my dad's forgiveness, and he was held accountable for it, right? But he wasn't held to the fire, so to speak. And my dad wasn't seeking vengeance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that pushed him in a positive way in his life. And just to be that young and to have that happen and to be shaped by that at such an early age just taught me the power of forgiveness. So I'm always ready to reconcile something, right? That's just me. Now that don't mean I have to give you the same access, right?
Right.
But I don't expect that. I don't just expect that negative energy is always going to come to me regarding you, right? That don't mean, like I said, that don't mean I give you the same access.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's forgiveness, and I'm working through a forgiveness worksheet as we speak, and part of it is, well, the first part of it is writing out in detail how you was harmed. And let me tell you something, man. You think you good until you start writing out the details.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro.
And then you start reliving it. It took me a few days to finish through it because I started writing and I'm writing and I'm writing. I'm like, and I'm getting angry.
Yeah.
And I'm getting, it's like, but you got to go through that storm in order to get to the other side of that. And I'm like, oh, so I stopped and I told my therapist, I said, yeah, I started it. I said, but I started getting angry again. And she was like, that's what you
the
got to
point of
do.
it.
That's the point of it, right?
You're excavating your soul, really.
Yeah.
And you're touching that piece of you that was injured, because a lot of times we build armor around those injured pieces, right? But that's where a hard heart comes from.
Yeah,
you
that's
get what I'm saying?
That's that insulation that we've developed over the years of just keeping it moving. Especially in environments we come from. You're not really given that space to even explore what happened. It's like, yo, you got to keep it pushing. And as we get older,
you're never safe enough to even do that.
It's that, but it's also as we became adults, it's always been about we got to take care of ourselves. And one of the ways we learned how to take care of ourselves is to just push the pain away and stave it off. Instead of walking through it, we trying to sidestep it for the last several years.
Yeah.
So for me, going through this, but then you got to once you go through that story part, now you got to list the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
Right. And when I started going through that, and we actually was talking and going through it, she was like, so what would be a pro? And I explained to her what it was. And she was like, we might need to think a little deeper than that, because a lot of it is that stuff. She said, basically, what I put on the pros list, she's like, you can't control that. She's like, something really happened, Hassan. Like, you really had the experience. Like, you don't want to dismiss it by wanting to eliminate the reality of how you felt when that person violated. Like, you got to look at it in a different way to where, you know, the pros are more aligned with, it's not even something that comes up anymore. It's not that you don't feel those feelings anymore. It's almost like you don't look at it the same way. It's very interesting. You know, I didn't write it all down what she said, but you know, that's what that forgiveness worksheet is about. And then I tell you, man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot on that.
Yeah, bro. And it's making you relive things, and those things that we suppress, bro. Oh my God. If we don't deal with them, they come out in the wrong time and in the wrong way, bro.
Right, yo,
you
bro,
feel me?
I didn't even know it was a thing. Like
man.
Forgiveness worksheet. I just did it one day in my phone.
You know what? Like some of the traumatic.
I was furious, dude.
Boy, I bet. Some of the traumatic things that we go through as kids, sometimes we end up taking them out on our kids, right? And what I mean, like, you've worked your ass off to change the narrative for your kids, right? And they haven't lived your experience, right? So there's a level of naivete that they'll have to that danger.
Mm-hmm.
And because you experienced that danger and suffered through that danger, you looking at them and a part of you jealous, right? Mm-hmm. Because nobody did that for you, right? But a part of you is just like, you don't understand why they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it because it's their norm.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like our kids don't understand how we grew up. They grow up the way they grow up.
Bro, and that's they have no clue.
And something recently I saw, I don't know if y'all sent it through the chat or not. It was just talks about that our kids are not like mini us. It's not mini me's, right?
Yes.
They have this all-encompassing DNA of all of our ancestors in them.
I said that today.
You said
that was today.
Okay.
Yeah, that was today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are the sum total of all our ancestors, bro.
Exactly. What's this? What am I talking about? Oh, okay. So I got a technical issue. Hold on. What's the feedback?
Okay.
Is there feedback from my mic?
I'm not hearing no feedback.
It's like a whistle, like a chirping whistle in the something.
I don't hear it.
I didn't hear it either. Hold on.
Say something again, Corda.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Is it me?
No, I don't hear
Go.
it.
All right. I think it might have just got fixed when I moved my mic.
Yeah.
I just heard it again. Well,
You just heard it again?
How come I'm hearing it but Cordell's not hearing it?
I don't hear it at all.
I don't know.
It's like a chirp. There you go again.
Okay, so it's me. All right, cool. Can we make it through?
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, we ain't gonna trip about it then. It could be my laptop because my laptop's fan is on doing all this extra shit, and I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I was talking about when you talk about the stuff that now I'm starting to hear it even more, man. Damn, Brico, you brought it up now. That
made it worse.
You made it worse. Yeah.
That's because we talking about some real heavy shit, though.
Yeah, you know that, man. And the forgiveness and the accountability is important, you know, for me, because even my therapist talks about it. She's like, you know, you're actually trying to do the work. You're actually
I'm proud of you for that too, bro.
Yeah, man, because it has to be done for me. You know, I got to do it. And she was like, you know, just don't get involved with anybody right now. She's like, if you can help it, don't, because you know it's gonna disrupt what you got going on.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right about that. And then I'm thinking, like,
I told you that too, though.
I know. She's like,
hey, you know, he liking being an astronaut.
Yo, you stupid. He put down the damn chat. It was crazy.
He's stupid. She was like, you know, she's like, I give you a pass for Amsterdam, but you know, yeah, you can't. I said, yeah, I'm about to go somewhere else in June, and she's like, no, that's for you. That's you. But what's so wild is, so a coworker of mine, she goes, I'm like, yeah. No, listen.
Going down ready for the tea. Like, what happened?
Tea session.
So she was like, I was like, yeah, we was talking. I was like, yeah, I'm going to St. Lucia in June. You know, and she was like, oh yeah, my friend is from St. Lucia, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna have her follow you, and she's gonna show you around. She's Trini. You know how Caribbean people are, Biko. You Trini. So everybody's just nice, and so yeah.
To a degree.
To a degree.
Yeah, they'll rock your ass right to sleep, just like New Orleans people.
So she was like, and I saw the friend, and she said, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So like that, I'm about to break my
out of space, bro.
Man.
Yo, man.
So yeah, so that's that. I just figured I'd share that with you.
Listen to your therapist, man. Say,
I know
for you. It's for
you.
you.
I got
and you know he can go all night, so we know this already.
Shut up.
But DMs was going crazy.
This is what he put. Dear Beyonce's internet, I can go all night, and I'm headed to St. Lucia.
See you when I get there.
I'm just there. I'm there for the mountains. I'm only there for the mountains. I just want to see the mountains and the chocolate and all that good stuff.
Hey, what's this, y'all?
What you talking about?
That's a cat.
Oh, what a
He there for the mountains.
I'm there for the mountains, man. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not going.
I'm joking with you, bro. I know. The one thing I know about you is when you set your mind to discipline, you adhere. That I know about you.
Absolutely. So I haven't said it yet though, so we just got.
So we haven't determined which mountains he's talking about.
Right.
He said, don't big me up yet, because I don't know what I'm going to do.
Don't big me up yet. I saw the video of her whining. I was like, oh my God, I can't.
Dirty wine.
But listen, bro. You know them Caribbean women is something else, man. We gotta be careful. Now I'm gonna be on the resort, so I'm gonna let the girls show me around. If we able to meet up, but I'm be cool.
I hear you.
Okay.
I ain't saying that.
Yo, Corey, the chat gonna blow up. I'm like, yo,
bro.
I'm like, damn, look at this guy.
That's gonna be piping hot tea. None of that iced tea shit.
None of that, right?
Yo, give me a therapist number, man. I'm calling. I'm like, yo, he out there.
Yo, you gotta go get this nigga. You gotta fly over there and go get this nigga.
He out there wild.
He out of space for real.
Yo, he's on another level right now. Every time he goes somewhere, he's doing something.
The galaxy.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful with that because you don't want to.
Oh yeah, bro.
Set an expectation and someone start feeling you in a way you didn't expect it. You know what I'm saying?
That and you don't want no space invaders.
Oh no. No, that person a whole nother island. They can't.
Yeah, they don't need no meteor shower.
That's what the other situation I was telling y'all about in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's like, come on. That's like the.
Yeah, son. Let that flow, son.
Yep.
Yeah, that's them pictures pop up every now and again. You like,
hey, ain't nothing wrong with that now.
Nah, these are like these the reminder. You know how you go in certain file folders on your Google pictures and stuff, and it just be like on this date, and you like, oh damn.
Yeah, buddy. Scuba diving.
Like, damn. Like, fight the temptation, right? She's like, leave it alone, Hassan. Leave it alone. Don't.
Yeah, buddy.
So, one of the things that I think is a very challenging part of relationships, and it's something I've always looked upon as you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You don't know what works, what doesn't work. You're just really trying it out. And that's the idea of, can you build with somebody? Can you build with them together after the connection, or do you need to be building as an individual first, then try to connect with somebody who's also has something built?
Right.
So
you know that depends on the
Yep.
people and the
yeah,
situation.
There's so much
Where you're at
nuance to
in
that.
life, like it's like it's
what's
Yeah.
your preference though? What's your preference?
I
Well,
prefer to build together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
here's
That experience is crazy. You know what I mean? Coming up
yeah,
together.
buddy. Yo,
So
man.
hold on for a second. So Biko,
Okay.
like for you,
Mhm.
you had an experience where you thought that's what you was doing,
Right.
and you stepped up to that plate, and I was there and I saw how you was in embracing and bringing everybody together. What do you think that was that caused that, or just something? You don't have to go into any great detail about it, but what
No, I
caused
mean,
that? Go ahead.
if if the two people are not looking at the same goal, that's not going to work. I'm looking at one
Fact.
thing. This person is looking at something else. There's no way we're going to build together because I'm thinking the steps I need to take to get there, it's this. But if she's looking over here, the steps she need to take to is that. So we're just going to go like this.
Yeah.
Facts.
So we have to be like looking at the same thing. Like, yeah, that's what I
Yep.
want. Yeah, that's what I want. All right, this is what we
Yep.
should do. What you think about this? And so now we're talking to each other and we're figuring out and we're trying stuff together to get to that same point that we're trying to get to. But
Yeah.
if I'm looking here, she's looking there, there's no way we're gonna work together. I can help
Right.
you
Yeah.
on that you're trying to do. You can help me on this that I'm trying to do. But more 9 times out of 10, most of my energy is gonna be here. 9 times out of 10, most of your energy is gonna be there.
Right.
So let me ask you this: do you think it's more feasible for the person who's going to lean towards one way or the other to lean towards? Is it more feasible for the woman to lean towards the man's goal and then get his goal together, and then if she got a different goal than him, then we spin the block for your goal, or do you do it the other way around?
Or vice versa. Either way.
Right.
Either
Right.
way.
Here's the thing, right? The man is not always the administrator in the relationship, right? So sometimes the man ain't the one that can see all the moving parts. The man may just be the visionary. He may not be the facilitator, right? And that's fine. Like you just got to define y'all roles and find what roles work for y'all. So even if we decide, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna push to get you your degree. So when you get your degree, you get this, and that put us in position for me to do this, right?
Mhm.
But we all on the same page because we both see where this goal is mutually beneficial.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? But that's where it comes with mutual submission, right?
Mhm.
Submission ain't just her submitting to me, it's also me submitting to her.
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like you got to take ego out of it. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to take that chest beating shit. You got to take that out of it because you get I hear a lot of guys with all of this fake alpha male talk. She's supposed to do what I say do that, but you're not really putting her in position to be the benefit that to you that she's supposed to be. Yeah, of course, I look at things biblically. So a woman is supposed to be to help me, but you also have to empower her to help me. You get what I'm saying?
But if you a man and you're on your mission and you a stand-up dude, a woman will automatically submit to that. You know
That's
what I mean?
facts.
But
That
if
is
you ain't
facts.
about nothing, you can't be sitting there screaming, talking about, hey, she ain't
That's
following me. You ain't doing
facts.
shit. You ain't nothing to lead. Ain't nothing to
Bruh.
follow.
Right. So that goes to just because you got what's swinging between your legs, that don't make you the man. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of grown up boys out here, right? That's just out here just doing everything a grown man do, but not doing everything a grown man's supposed to do, right? You're not leading nobody nowhere. You're not showing her why she should follow you. All you doing is slinging dick, and that ain't gonna get it, bro.
So I give you some context to a friend of mine. We was talking, and she was talking about this guy. This was a few years ago, and she was talking about a guy that, you know, she was seeing, and he made some good money. And we just got on the subject of relationships, and I said, "Yo, you know, Jay, it's more likely for a woman to stick with a man who's cheating, but he has some money, than a man who's faithful and he's struggling." And
Sadly.
she was like, yeah. She's like, so that idea of provision financially is always going to be there. So it's almost like you have to go get the bag first to keep shit in order. Because when you talk about empowering people, and like you're right, everybody has to be on the same page. But the shared goal has to be a shared goal. It can't be we gonna do one person first or the other. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I can buy into her vision all day, but if she don't believe in what I'm doing, it don't matter. So
That's
she may not.
facts.
We can lean into what she got going on, but she may not have that willingness to invest in mine, because she may not believe that what I got going on is investable.
Mm. I've seen that happen.
Right. So it's
I have
like,
seen that happen.
so for me, I had
Hold on,
go ahead.
second. I think one of our headphones,
Mhm.
it's so loud that the mic is picking
Is
up.
it mine?
That's why I muted mine to see, but then
Is it mine?
I still heard it.
Is it mine?
It might be mine, for all I know.
Can you
Let me
lower
see.
the sound that's coming out your headphone? I think your mic is picking it up. It sounds like.
Is that
You just
better?
get say something.
Mic
Go
check
ahead.
1 2.
Yeah, I don't
Mic
hear
check.
it. I don't hear it.
It was something
All
with
right.
it was with my mic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't hear it.
I turned mine down. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, you
I can
good.
hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I don't hear
All
that
right,
no more. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, now he just cut off. He went frozen. Like, look, now he done froze and shit.
Now
done
he
froze.
Elsa and Anna.
Nah.
That's how you know I got daughters.
You smell you
Yo.
quoting Frozen. But we good?
Yeah.
Yo, B, you good?
Yeah, saying my connection is I don't know what's happening now.
I can see you. We can hear you and we can see you.
Okay, cool, perfect.
All right, cool.
I don't know what we did, man. But my bad, man. You remember what you were saying?
Yeah, I remember what I was saying.
Okay,
So it's just, if you invest in one person, the other person still has to buy into both goals being attainable and being reasonably appealing to even invest in it. You know, because we're always talking about, it's not enough for you to believe in yourself, right? You can believe in yourself all day, but if no one else believes in you, it's like, it's but so far you can take.
Right.
So
that's fact.
And if that person is not believing in what you got, but you sold on what they doing and you invest, they may not even tell you that, you know, I see what you're trying to do. Because think about what we're doing, like a podcast, right? Or even music, or even anything like that. Stuff
How
that
many people doing it?
Right. And it's like, it's no curriculum. There's no steps for you to even follow. You really just navigating it as you go along and figuring out those steps. And
there's no solid deliverables.
There's no solid deliverables. There's no expiration date of when this is going to end. There's no completion date. It's like, we just got to get grinded and build it from the ground up.
Yeah.
And for people who don't understand how to do that, and I think this is where you got to align with a woman, or a woman got to align with a man who understands like the same. I think it's what equally being equally yoked is, right? It's not about the same religion, or it's really about the same goals in life and how you view the world. Because mindset is important, because if you're a fearful person, and I've been with women who all have that fear of instability, and I think a lot of people carry that, but the ones I've with, like, they really carried it.
So the question I have, not to cut you off, Haas, right?
No, it's cool. Go ahead.
The concept of life being peaks and valleys, right? Is that instability? Or is that life?
I think that's life, but you got to think, man, sometimes a negative thought is powerful.
Oh yeah.
You know,
bad musings.
Right. And what we often do when we don't buy into the whole picture in the process of building something with somebody, we always go back to when everything felt the best. And we're trying to recreate that drug all the time. All the
We
time.
want the mountaintop all day, every day.
Yeah, we're looking at old pictures. Oh, can we just go back to that? It's like we was just perfect there. And it's like,
remember that vacation? Yeah, that type of stuff.
yeah, and it's like, but you never go to, oh, remember when we had that argument, right? You never do that, right? You always go to the good stuff and then you try to recreate it. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to recreate it, but you got to be honest about the maturity of a relationship. And that maturation is going to have everything but those feel good feelings. So that's the building. That's the building together. I really refer to as like, can we build a life together? Right now, I see your deficiencies, you see my deficiencies. We know we got some stuff with us that we are fighting tooth and nail to overcome. Do we love each other enough to endure each other through those things?
I'm here to tell you, I'm a living witness that is a real thing, that is possible. You got to keep in mind, for us, Nisha was 20, I was 23 when we got married. We was kids.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't know anything. We didn't know what was ahead of us. Like, I had no frame of reference to make the promise I was making. Right? So I wasn't really making a promise that I am the guy that's the husband. I was making a promise, and I see that in hindsight, that I was making a promise to work towards becoming the husband. And like, we're in a constant state of becoming, bro. You never arrive. So we always, when we go through rough patches, right? And I'm so thankful that in the first year of our marriage, we was homeless. We were parents for the first time. Hurricane Katrina happened, right? We both moved away from our families. We moved to Atlanta. She's from Kansas City. I'm from New Orleans. We got a fresh start, and all we had to lean towards was each other. So we can always look back and see, even when, no matter how crazy it get, boy, it's been worse. We done had worse. Or remember, we done seen this before. We can move through this. You feel me? Yeah. And I thank God that that's been our experience, that we can always look. We always have those moments where, it's bugging me where we at. It's bugging, you where we at. But we have those moments, I like to call it a come to Jesus moment, and for lack of a better term. But it's those moments where you just have that realization that, okay, we're in the valley right now. But we done seen mountaintops, and we've seen way lower valleys. So look, let's just push. We already know a mountaintop is coming. We got enough behind us to understand this terrain. And I'm thankful for that, bro.
Now you look at your situation, and I've been married, right? And we was young, and there wasn't, the valleys happened when the valleys started happening when I lost my job. And then that's when, so we didn't start off in valleys. We started off pretty well. You know what I'm saying? My situation was good. She was in college. Our son wasn't yet conceived, but there was no pressure on her to have to contribute to anything early on, because it was my crib. Everything was straight. And my career at that point had an upward trajectory. So everything looked like it was set up to succeed. But then as things started to, go further along in our knowing each other, and then we ultimately got married, then, life started happening. And,
it will.
And that's that test, right? And that's that test of fortitude, and how can you make it? And you start to realize that everyone's not built for it, but not just the experience. I'm also wasn't built to how to help you navigate through this with me. I know struggle growing up as a kid. I didn't know struggle growing up as an adult. So I'm trying to figure it out as I go along as well. And I'm trying to pull you through it, but I'm being a little forceful, because I'm like, yo, you supposed to, this is what we signed up for, good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
So for me, it was a challenge, and ultimately it deteriorated the marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we ended up getting a divorce. But I see that in some of the women that I end up in relationship with. And I'm wondering if this is just a constant test for me to try to figure out how to even communicate these challenges that I'm going to experience as an entrepreneur to this woman that I'm saying I could be your husband. And should I even be thinking about being a husband at this point? Because let me tell you, man, I had a girlfriend, man, and I told her straight out of my mouth. And now we was in the throes of having sex, but I said, yo, you know what? A year from today, I'm going to marry you with a straight face. And I meant every word of it. A year from that day, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I'm like, it didn't happen, but we still together. So I have every intention on doing that. I got to get some shit together though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the relationship proceeded a couple more years, few more, and then, you know, the shit didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if when we show up to the party, should we be even announcing our intentions to that degree? Or should we just kind of like let it progress into that?
Well,
go ahead, don't be having sex with motherfuckers you gonna marry them, man. Like you having sex. Like really?
That's not the time to make proclamations, bro. You don't have all of the blood in your brain at that moment.
No. It wasn't during. It was like after, but we was good. It was intention. I meant every word.
But even then, right? Like you got to think about it. You was definitely honest in that moment, of course, right? But like, because I think that's the most honest time in a man's life, right after he done shot his shot, right? But it's, man, you just got to be with somebody who understands that rough times is coming, right?
Yeah.
Remember when we was working on the pier, right?
Okay.
Every day, me and you used to talk about it all the time. There was gonna come a point in the night where it got crazy. Ain't no time to throw no tantrum. Ain't no time to get frustrated. It's time to dig in and get it done.
Yep.
Me and you had that rhythm down to a science, to the point to where it never felt hard. Pause.
Facts.
You feel me? It never felt rough because you knew you could put weight on the fact, right? You could put weight on the fact that I was gonna dig in when it was time to dig in. Pause.
Just wait. Yo, we trying to get the gems. We trying to get the jewelry that you dishing out here. But
okay, pause this whole statement, right? So we knew there was a point in the night, in this nighttime. That's wild. There's gonna be a point in this during the work shift.
Yeah,
there's no pause there. We knew there was gonna be a point where it was gonna be like crazy. But we never felt me and you never turned on each other in regards to that. We always just got the job done. We always just did what was needed to be done and got through it. And that's the same like cohesiveness you need to make life work. That's
So let's go to the question, right? So that's we gave a lot of examples of building together. And we see how it could benefit us in the long run because we understand that this person, if they go through those fires and those challenges and those valleys tried and true, they got us. Now, I'm in a situation now, I'm building without anybody. I'm going to get it this way because I can't run the risk of bringing somebody else into my life without me being where I want to be. So this is likely going to be where I'm at for about a year and a half now. And in a year and a half, things are going to be a lot different. And for me, it's like now that I got it and I done seen what it looked like when you don't got it the way you want to have it. I ain't going to be filthy, but it's going to be a lot different. It's like now that I got it the way I need it, how can I'm not, my level of trust and suspicion is going to be at odds because like, okay, I want to trust you. I want to have this open heart and this open vulnerability to build with you, but you don't know my struggle. I don't know what you look like in the crisis. You see what I'm saying? And that's the part where I get a little nervous as I move forward with this way of going about things, because it's like, I know if you would have ride with me throughout that, it's nothing I would have not given you. You can have it all. Like, just give me my money for me and you can manage the whole situation.
Right.
So
but I would imagine it'll be hard to trust going that way. You know what I mean?
That's why I said it depends on the people, depends on where you at in life. And where you at in life right now, it's best that you build first. Right?
Yeah.
And when you meet somebody, they're not going to get a chance to go through that test because you got it.
Right. And y'all both will probably be way older. You know what I'm saying? Like the runway is shorter.
And she may have her shit. You know what I mean? So the test is going to be in something different. It's not going to be in life lessons and stuff like that. It's going to be in something else. It's not going to be not life lessons. There will be life lessons that you'll be able to test in, but as far as like you being down, like that's done. It's gone. That's just in the past. You're not going to be able to test on that.
You know what the similarity would be? The similarity would be building a business versus merging businesses.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So for you would be doing a merger.
Right.
Versus building a business, right? This is a business that's going to come set with its benefits and its opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to assess those just like that person's going to have to assess your benefit and your opportunities. Mm-hmm. And that's how, that's the only way to look at it to make it work, because at the age we're at, hopefully, I know you, if you deal with somebody, they're going to have motion, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, you not know I'm rescuing a lost soul type. That's not you. You ain't going to have the patience for that.
I don't. Like, that right there has always been something. Like, she got to have some motion, but I like smart women. Like, I like college educated women who real smart.
Sapiosexual.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I mean, but they gotta, because they have good conversations. I love a woman who can provide a great conversation.
Yes.
But for me, definitely, I can't. I don't want to take care of you. I've never been like, even if I got it to take care of, I don't want to take care of you.
But how you mean take care?
I don't want you to depend on me for your lifestyle, your livelihood.
You don't want to carry.
I don't want. I just don't want you to depend on me. Like you say carry, but there are women who don't need that. They have their own money, but they still looking at me, a man, to be that person. And like I just don't. I don't fit that bill. I've never done that. I'm not with it.
He said he don't want a basketball wife.
I'm still unclear because you said take care of you. So
when I mean by take care, it was like we living in the same home. I'm paying all the bills. I'm taking care of everything.
And your money is just yours?
And your money is just yours.
I got you.
Yeah, I can't. I don't rock like that. I can't.
Yeah, that's not what we finna do.
Yeah. So
that's never the move. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But she has to be feminine though. Like I don't want a woman, like I never really wanted a woman who I can build like a business with. Like that was never my goal. If it works out that way, cool. But I don't want to be a power couple like that.
Right.
I kind of want you to just be my woman. I don't want you to be trying to take on too many hats and fill in these different roles. Like I just want you to be kind. I want you to be caring. I want you to be loyal and committed. And you got to have a compass with you. Like you got to have something that grounds you, right? You can't be a wandering soul. You can't be someone who's always looking for the next meaning of something. Every little thing is like, oh, what does that mean? It's like, no, it don't mean nothing. It's just that's what it is.
It's just the course of life.
It's just the course of life, man. You don't have to overthink things. Some things, and also have an understanding of this is what it is now. It's gonna be different in a month. It's gonna be different in a year. Can you go through all of these changes with me? You know, and that's important. Can you go through all these changes with me? Because it's going to be different. And that whole idea of, seasons, right? Like we talk about, like, it depends on what season I'm in. There's some validity to it. However, I think how we approach it is very jaded. Like we always look at it as just being an emotion or a feeling. Seasons are always, yeah, it's not just that. It's also like you look around like, yeah, there's a struggle happening right now, but this is just season. Like this is not going to be what it's going to be,
right,
in perpetuity. So, you know, like what Nipsey say, you know, got to stay calm when the crisis on. Like, yeah,
right. And I think we have to constantly be asking ourselves as we assess the seasons we're in, okay, what work am I needed to do in this season? Right? Not to go back to the Bible, but to go back to the Bible, seed time and harvest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And seed time is not time to harvest. And at harvest is not time to plant seed. Facts. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So those are concepts that we have to be asking ourselves. What season are we in? Are we in the season to spend a lot of money? Or are we in the season to save a lot of money? Are we in the season to be going out like that? Or are we not? And you gotta take an honest inventory of the things that's going on, right? You can't be so rocked by the waves of a storm to where you don't understand what it is to take shelter. You get what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us get lost in the sauce that way. We be so focused on the storm to where we don't realize, okay, let me find shelter. You feel me?
And you gotta find shelter within your relationship.
Well, sometimes it's not. It's we both looking for shelter because we in it together. You get what I'm saying? But to your point, the relationship should be the shelter. You're right.
Right.
You're right.
So I got this theory. And y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I'm just gonna do 90-day girlfriends. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 90-day girlfriends. I'm gonna let them know up front. Hey, look, 90 days. We gonna figure this out. Listen.
This nigga got a Netflix trial.
I'm doing 90-day girlfriends. I'm like, look, this is you're just gonna be my 90-day girlfriend. Like after 90 days, we'll reevaluate if we want to extend this even further. Every 30 months, every 30 days.
A trial run.
Facts. There you go. And then if you keep on renewing it every 30 days after that first 90 days, and we renew every 30 days, and this means like we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk where we at, how we want to do this. If everything, we bring everything. Oh, well, I don't really like this, and then we gonna grade it.
There's check-ins. That's what that's called.
It's check-ins, and I think I went into several relationships doing those check-ins, and it was their idea, and I was like, cool, let's do it. Yeah, but at some point, you get lost and you stop doing the check-ins. You just assume that everybody's good, right? And that happens on both sides. So I'm thinking after 6 months, after you do that final 30-day assessment, you should be able to know whether or not you want to be with this person. Or you just be like, you know what? I like it where it is. We had a point where it was good, but I don't want us to get to a point where it's not good anymore. Let's just kind of walk away from that. What do you think of that?
I mean, if it works for you,
look at Bigo say.
If it worked for you, man, I'm more apt to be prayerful about things. You get what I'm saying? That's what works for me. Now, bear in mind, I didn't have that kind of maturity at the time when I got married. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
All jokes aside, the check-in thing is dope. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We should always do that.
But the 90-day fiance is wild.
I just can't. That's crazy. That sounds crazy.
But are we really checking in an honest way? Because I think sometimes when it's feeling good, we're not really being honest. And that's the part.
Be intentional about it, though.
You do. But no, I don't think anyone's when it's only honesty when I only seen the honesty in relationships when things stop feeling good. Then it's like I can tell you about when it's not feeling good. But when it's feeling good, you don't want to rock the boat of all the things that's feeling good because you want to point out this one thing.
No, so but even romantic, it's not just romantic relationships, but friendships in general, even platonic, have to pass the offense test, bro. You feel me? If we can't move forward from offense, we're definitely not meant to be together. Because
there's certain friendships,
regardless, like even in, like I said, in a marriage, there's gonna be times where something I do just don't rock, don't jive with my wife, and vice versa. If we can't move past that, dog, like what are we doing?
So peep this. I got a friend. I mean, we're friends. I think I consider her a friend still, you know, but I haven't seen her in a while and we don't speak often. Man, I wonder if we still friends. But anyway, listen. So, I don't know. I've known her for some years, a long
I'm her
time.
friend. She might not be mine, but I'm her friend.
I'm her friend. Like, you know, once I establish you my friend, I got love for you. I don't care how you are. Like, we good. But your end might be different. But I remember visiting her at her house one day and we was just talking. And, you know, for a while, you know, she was single and then she'll have a guy and then she was single. So I went there. I think it was on some business stuff. I forget what I was over there for. But we was talking, you know, because we friends. We just get to talking. And then she goes, yeah, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do some flag football. And I'm like, flag football? And she's like, yeah, it's like a female flag football league that I joined. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know they had that. I said, damn, you so single. And she, like, a tear dropped out her eye.
Ooh.
And she took that to heart. And after that, we didn't speak to each other for like a good year and never spoke about that moment or anything. And then when we reconnected about a year or so after that, I was like, what's going on? She was like, I said, we good? And she was like, is there a reason why we wouldn't be good? And I said, no, we just kept it pushing. So
I'm gonna let you mention that shit you said.
You know, so that's the part of like we was talking about earlier. Like, you don't know if you're offending somebody. This is your friend. Like, knowing where that is, you just testing it, right? You just figure, you're my friend. Is really nothing I can't say that's going to hurt you, especially if it's not something like that. I'm like, that's light, but it struck a chord with her.
Right? Yeah,
because
you know
was at in life.
Exactly. The whole flag football thing might have been an escape from the concept of being single. And you just cut right through all of the bullshit and tapped on the sword.
Yo, I tell you this, yo, if you not strong mentally or you got some kinks in your armor and you're a friend with her, you're going down.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, boy. He hurt my feelings with that delineate shit.
You still talking about delineate?
He hurt my feelings with that shit, but it needed to happen, right? Here's how I am. Something could really hurt my feelings, but then I go to analyze and be like, damn, what if this would have happened at the wrong time? And somebody, and it's not that I wasn't right. I was using it right, but the definition that I was given was wrong. Right. I need my homeboy to check me on that.
Yo, you ever seen the shit with Safari on the Breakfast Club? And he was spitting the freestyle.
And Charlamagne was like,
"No, that ain't it. That ain't it.
That ain't it."
Bro, I'll come back to Howard with some shit, and I'll be like, "Yo, why you say that?" Like. You say that on the other run? Like, what's time you gonna use that same phrase?
But even to
all right, cool. Go right back.
We need that. We need those checks and balances. However, we also have to be conscious of the fact that I'm not doing what I'm doing for validation.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's a slippery slope because you get to the place to where you're doing everything you're doing for the appeasement of a particular person who had the guts and the love for you to call you out on something. For them, it was just that instance. I wasn't setting myself up to be your validation.
You
get what I'm saying? Right. So for me, I'm just going to make sure I'm on point. I know the definition of some shit I'm saying, even if I'm using it right. But that had to happen because I'm a person who has an extensive vocabulary. But you get what I'm saying? He pointed like, hold up, my nigga. You described it wrong, but you used it right. That's a friend. You got a booger in your nose. That's a friend.
That's a fact. And for me, only reason why I move like that because I could take it. Right. Like if you tell me anything about me, all right, cool. Like if I value your opinion, there's nothing you can say to me that I'm gonna get in my feelings about. It's only when
we
people
grew up
talk
with black
that,
dads.
yeah, exactly, right? You know, I grew up, I had cousins, older cousins, my father.
Yeah, boy.
They prepare you for that. Like, the world is cruel
Yes.
enough. Like, so if we don't have a
Yeah,
good,
bro.
strong circle of people who can say something without having to throw a bunch of sugar on it to make you feel good about it, that's going to toughen you up and make you good. Like, I've always tried to be honest, but I always looked at my honesty as being kind, because I know when you go out into the world, they ain't people won't even tell you got something on your mouth.
They
Or
won't.
they won't even tell you that. I see people now be like, yo, you got that white stuff happening, dog. Like, take care of that. Like, it don't mean that you nasty. It just means like you probably put some chapstick or something on. That's just started collecting, you know?
So my pastor, right, when he preaching, if he have that on his, no, we have a signal.
You guys,
I'm not, because dog, that's my best friend. Dog, dog, I'm not just gonna let you go out bad. So we have a signal that nobody else aware of, me and him. You feel me? I'm gonna give him the signal, and every time he gonna catch it.
That's what's up. Because you start talking a little while, it start building up.
Oh yeah, you gonna be caking on the sides.
Oh man, and then you start looking, and people look you right in your face. They won't say nothing,
and won't say nothing, but they gonna talk about you though. They gonna talk about you.
Nothing? Damn.
Be like, oh, boy, they gonna say to themselves, boy, this nigga got boosted mouth. Be like, Vlad is not Boosie's friend, bro.
Yeah,
he not, because Boosie be,
bro. That's shit called boosted mouth.
Well, I see people when they be having like stuff in their teeth, they be having boogers, they ain't make it all the way out. You just be like, yo, bro. Yo, it's like, yo, and I always see, I be like, yo, you got some food in your teeth. Oh, yo, you got a booger situation happening right now. Like,
bro.
Yo,
right.
I gotta do it.
You a cold soldier. You don't that you could just look at that shit and don't tell nobody.
That's messed up.
But that's the level of honesty that should be in friendship. So you know, when you talk about building and like building friendships is important for me. You know, so being as honest without being cruel is important. Like, you don't have to be cruel about it. And I think I have definitely said some things that could be interpreted as cruel. I've never really,
people ain't used to the truth.
Yeah, and I think the tone that I probably use sometimes, you know, like I said something to somebody where somebody
like, yo, that shit whack.
Now I could say that all day. And so they had a situation with a family member, man, and the family member was just kind of like being down and like just dragging. And I'm like, you got to watch stuff like that because they might be going through something. And they was like, well, you know, it's always like that. I said, well, it's what I said. I said, then it's probably something with your family, you know, indicating that it could be. But I used the wrong word. I should have said it may be something with your family. I said, then it's like it might be something. I said something with your family, then not giving that maybe on it. So they never really, they always would bring that up every now and again. It's like,
you made it absolute.
Yeah, and I didn't mean it absolute. I meant maybe it's something within your family, because I know in my family, I got people who suffer from mental illness, and people get all reclusive, and they not talking, and they not explaining, and you don't know what's going on in their mind, so you got to be mindful of your family's history. That's all I was saying. And the way it came out cruel, and I didn't mean it in that way. Yeah, super judgment, but I didn't mean it in that way. And they brought it up every now and again. It's like, you even said this, and it's like, but you know I didn't mean it that way. So why you keep bringing that up?
Right.
But it clearly,
you just don't want to get over it.
Right. Clearly, but that's the thing. Like, certain things just clearly stings people, and it really don't have anything to do. But it also could be related in maybe some truth. Like, maybe there is something, because
and it don't matter what your intention was.
Right. You know, so you know those are the things that just trying to foster better relationships and just being mindful of how we say things, even to our friends, because they're human too. And sometimes, you know, just, you know, being your friend may not be enough for them to be able to take what you say to them at a particular time.
Yeah.
You know, so that's some real stuff. So I'm thinking that what we agreeing on is like we would rather build with someone than to not.
I prefer it, but that's been my experience. So I don't, I don't have enough skin in the game in regards to the other option.
So Biko, you in a relationship. How do you navigate that? Like being entrepreneurs and stuff? Because I know a little bit I don't know a lot about your relationship, but
so it's good because we both believe in what the other's doing.
Okay.
So the support is there. Even though we're not building the exact same thing, they run alongside each other. So it's convenient because I can support that because I fully understand it. She can support what I'm doing because she fully understands it. And we're just heading down the road.
That's beautiful.
I prefer it, like I was saying before, I prefer, coming up together. But things happen, depends on where you're at in life, depends on the person that you're dealing with. It can't always go like that. Like with your situation, you're gonna have to build.
Yeah.
And then double back.
Yeah, that's just your cards.
Yeah. Well, while you building, you got the 90-day thing going on. So,
right. At least you have a plan though. You feel me? You ain't just out here winging it.
No. I'm not winging it, and I understand, the more I attain for myself, the more selective I'm going to be. Right. Because, I've always been very welcoming to relationships, even in the face of knowing that it may not be the right time, but my openness to the possibility was always like, okay, let me see what this. I'm not with anybody, so I'm not hurting anybody by doing this. It's just my experience. We're gonna see what it's gonna be. And it was never ideal. I'll be honest with you, it was never ideal, but that's the whole wanting to build with somebody meant to me, is like it's not gonna feel ideal. It's like, yo, if they love you or they like you enough, they might see past where you at right now and meet you where you are. And that's something I've always heard in the relationships I was in. Like, you meet people where they are and you work on helping each other get to where you want to get to. Now, whether that happens or not, that'll be determined by how you guys show up.
But when you looking at things from the potential standpoint, you gotta also understand that potential expires like milk.
Woo!
You get what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah.
So like a nigga can have potential all day, but if they ain't working towards it or mining for everything that they need to realize that potential, then it's just potential. It's not kinetic. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be trying to move from potential to kinetic, dog. Like, you gotta and that, of course, you don't want to go into things with such an absolute perspective to where you just see somebody with where they are now and just make a judgment on where they are now and saying that that's where they're going to be forever. Nah, you got to be willing to see the potential in it, right? But not to the point of being blind.
Now, that's the part where you come in and you say, if this stays where it's at forever, are you okay with it?
Well, that's what you got to kind of like discuss.
Yeah.
Because some parameters there.
So the 90 days coming.
That's what the 90 days coming, right? Because when you think about relationships, the truth is like, speaking for myself, I've always been someone who's in pursuit of better. So I've never just sat around, right? But entrepreneurship is a pursuit until you get there. And it's going to be a lot of stuff that don't work out, and it's really that belief that it only takes one thing to work out to change everything. It's the truth. That's how it is.
It's even more pursuit when you get there. Steve Harvey put it like this, right? Being successful is like doing 100 push-ups, right? You shaking by the time you get to that 75, 85, right? Not Biko, of course. I mean, he can do 100 push-ups with one arm. Like, he could do that right now and still talk to us like nothing's going on. We understand that. So for us regular humans, not superheroes.
He's doing push-ups right now. We don't even know.
Right? Yeah, he's pro. Like, with one arm. So, but he was saying, it's like you do them 100 push-ups, right? You busting them push-ups out, and you get to 100, and they say, hold it. That's success. Because you got to deal with a whole level when you attain the success. Yeah. When the business is successful, now you got to manage the success.
Yes, you do. Facts.
You feel me?
And you got to have the right people in your corner. So when you think about people who don't stick around to get to that finishing, that I'll say the benchmark, because like you said, there's going to be other things after you get to that point. That might be part of it. That could be. And I try not to get too esoterical about it, but that could be part of it. It's like, you can get there with these people, but are they going to be the ones to help you keep it?
Well,
you know,
Hassan, so I didn't know you was called. I didn't know you was a preacher, bro.
Oh man, you know, I used to get that question. You should be a preacher. I used to wear a suit all the time to work, so I used to swear I was somebody's preacher. What church you go to? I went to the mosque. I went to the mosque.
It's a mosque.
They'd be like, well, you know, it's as long as you believe in something.
That's messed up. As long as you believe in something. Damn.
Everybody gotta have what they say. Everybody gotta have a dream.
That's how the old black women used to be. Right? Long as you believe in something. Long as you believe in something. I was
but they be dissing you low key and you don't even know you got diss.
Right. They know they couldn't last praying 5 times a day. They be like, y'all gotta do this every day.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, bro. Like I talk to God like he's just sitting right here next to me. That's how I talk to him. Like that's the big homie.
Your father-in-law not Muslim?
My father-in-law is Muslim.
Yeah, he is Muslim, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you lucky, son. You lucky he ain't make you take your shahada.
Nah, like I have some of the best religious conversations with him.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think what he appreciates about me is that I'm not ignorant about what he believes. Even though it differs, I'm not attacking his belief to prove mine, right? I don't believe that that's what we should do. Like, my life should be a confirmation of what I believe.
Yes.
Right? And if you can't see a confirmation of what I believe by how I carry myself, then I'm not living it.
I agree with that. So, fellas, as we round up this episode,
this been good, bro.
Yeah, we need some solid conversations like this. It's gonna be more. So before we end it, so you know, I put in the group chat announcing the TR Pod 1-to-1 conversations, which gives us an opportunity to interview people and have these conversations, 30 minutes to 60 minutes, no more, about what they got going. Like I said, they don't have to be famous people we know, but just people who have character, high value. So just put together that list of people, you know, you would feel good having, and then just schedule it.
Already.
I got about 4 or 5. So, you know,
already. I ain't even have to think.
You got some people. You got some people.
Oh, yeah, bro.
We're definitely
one of them.
And we're not gonna be in tank tops neither, and hoodies and stuff. It's gonna be a different flow.
So you want to dress it up?
It's gonna be a different experience. It's a whole nother platform.
Maury Povich?
Well, you ain't got a Maury Povich yet, but it's like how you see where we got it right now. This is exclusively for the Trial Run podcast. This interface, the way it looks now, it's gonna be a completely different looking interface because it's gonna be a 1-to-1 conversation. So it's like an extension of our podcast. It's the more CNN political type of vibe where you're giving people an opportunity. Like, we know people with nonprofit organizations. I know people who work with the government in DC. I know people who, so it's that type of energy that we're gonna, like, Bigo, you know, someone who's a famous DJ, you know, a few famous DJs, like, so just having those conversations with them, that, you know, 10 questions that you may come up with, you want to talk to them about their journey to get to where they are to become successful, just different stuff like that. So we just expanding our reach, collaborating more with other people, and that's how we'll do like our interviews. Instead of having people on this particular show, we'll have the 1-to-1 conversations, and that'll be a 1-to-1 thing, and I'll just be behind the boards just producing it. I won't even be on it.
I like that.
All right, cool. So whenever y'all get them and you can lock somebody in, whatever time, you know, let me know and we'll get it going, and I'll let you know when I got somebody.
All right, bet.
Anything before we go? Everybody's good?
90 days.
Yeah. The Trial Run Podcast, y'all. As always, we are the source. Peace.
Peace.